Okay, welcome back to Roadmap to Retirement, the podcast.
This is Roadmap to Retirement. Tune in for financial tips, investment strategies, and smart money moves to supercharge your retirement savings. Alex Neri, CFP, and guests are here to help you build your roadmap to retirement.
Today we're flying solo again. Today's episode, I want to touch on Trump accounts. Maybe you've heard of Trump accounts. It's a question we've got a lot of from young parents, basically asking, what is a Trump account? Should I have a Trump account? What do I do with this money? So, as the name might lead you to believe, the Trump accounts are something that we're still getting clarity on. There's not a perfectly laid out plan of execution that came out at the same time as the bill, but we've gotten some more information recently, enough so that I think it's worth sharing. So, the way a Trump account is going to work is you, as a parent, grandparent, whoever, can put up to $5,000 a year into this account. It's effectively an after-tax IRA. So it is, or I should say, a non-deductible IRA is a better way to put it. So a traditional IRA, you could put money into, the principal there, you'll get tax deferral, which is the benefit. So you're not going to pay taxes as it grows. And then when you pull money out, the original cost basis is tax-free, but any growth in the account is going to be taxable to you as ordinary income. So that's what's happening with this Trump account. So let's say you put $5,000 in today. That $5,000 will become my cost basis. Years from now, when I take it out, that $5,000 comes back to me tax-free. But any growth on the account, so if that $5,000 turns into $10,000, now I've got $5,000 of growth that will be taxable down the road when I use it. Now, the main reason people are asking about it is because there is this thing of free money. So there is a federal seed money that is supposed to go into the account, the amount of $1,000 per child born between the dates of January 1st, 2025, and then the end of 2028, so December 31st, 2028. If your child is born in that time, you are eligible for this $1,000 seed money. So let's start there. Should I have a Trump account? Well, if you're eligible for free money, I would recommend that you take it. There is a sign-up process for it. So we're getting more clarity on what this looks like, but I don't think we truly know. It sounds like you can sign up either through a government website, which will be trumpaccount.gov, or you can somehow do it when you file your taxes next year. So starting there, should I have a Trump account? The answer is yes. If you had a baby in that 3-year time frame, you should absolutely take the free $1,000 and let it grow. Part two of that question is, okay, I've got my $1,000. Should I be putting more money into it? And that's where it's, maybe. I think it's important for parents and grandparents, whoever we're having this conversation with, to consider all options. A Trump account, the benefit is you're going to get tax deferral for 18 years or however long you leave the money in there. There is this option for Roth conversions, which I want to come back to in a minute, but you're really just getting tax deferral. You're not getting a tax deduction. Compare that to a 529 plan, which we could talk about at length. But a 529 plan is another vehicle for college savings. The benefit of that is you get tax deferral, you get tax-free distributions if it's used for higher education, and you also get a state tax deduction depending on your state. I'm here in New York State, so that's certainly a benefit. So getting a New York State tax deduction for any money put in is a upfront benefit to me now. So on the surface, if I'm comparing the two, for most people, I think a 529 plan is still a better option than the Trump account. So that's one part of the question. But then who is it good for? So I mentioned this Roth conversion option. I think this is an opportunity that for certain families and certain affluent communities, this might make sense. You could put your $5,000 in per year for the 18 years that the kid's growing up. And then you could, it sounds like you're going to be allowed to do a Roth conversion out of that money for the child. So let's say we'll put some numbers behind it. I contribute that $5,000 a year for 18 years. That's $90,000. Let's say that you double that money, really easy math. Let's say I've got $200,000 by the time that my child is 18. So I've got $200,000 in my Trump account. My child's now 18. The child, who's now an adult, could go ahead and convert part of that or all of that into a Roth IRA. So just like a normal Roth conversion, the way that I think it would work, and we're still getting more information, the way it should work is that if I convert $50,000 this year, I'm adding $50,000 to my taxable income for the year. So I could have a scenario where I'm 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, 4 years of college. I've got pretty much no income if I'm a normal college student, which means I could convert $50,000 a year, and I could do it in a very low tax bracket. Based on present tax brackets, I'd be in the 12% bracket. Might be different in 18 years. So I could take $200,000 over the course of 4 years, convert it to a Roth IRA, and pay 12% tax on that gradually over those 4 years. And now I've got $200,000 in a Roth IRA when I'm 21, 22 years old. And then I can then let that grow for another 40 years until I'm retired. So we're really playing the long game here. But that is a certain opportunity to probably affluent families who want to create generational wealth and do it in a tax advantaged way. Maybe that makes sense. So back to the original question: Is a Roth or is a Trump account right for me and my child? Maybe. I think that the order operations for the most, let's just say most middle class people is I'm going to take my $3,000. I'm going to invest it. It needs to be invested in a US based equity fund or low cost ETF thing, it looks like. So that's the S&P 500, Dow Jones, something like that. Invested in that, let it grow for 18 years, take whatever the proceeds from that $1,000 are, and feel good about it. Outside of that, I think that the 529 plan is probably still a better option for most people, if not just using a brokerage account, UTMA, UGMA account, something like that. Gives me flexibility, better tax benefits for the 529 account. So short answer, take the money. Longer answer gets a little bit more complex. What else do you want to know? So I think the other thing to know is how to sign up, when to sign up. We mentioned the trumpaccount.gov. That's probably the easiest way to do it, although we don't know exactly how the process will be. You can sign up starting on July 4th because this is America. We start things on July 4th. So we'll know more in the coming months, but that is what I think people should know right now about Trump accounts. And I hope it's helpful. Thanks for listening.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member FINRA and SIPC. The opinions voiced in this podcast are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which strategies or investments may be suitable for you, consult the appropriate qualified professional prior to making a decision. Individual tax or legal matters should be discussed with your tax or legal professional.